there. We are about to pass through Harpers Ferry, West Virginia. Harpers Ferry, West Virginia is very famous as far as American history goes and slavery and all that kind of stuff. And in Harpers Ferry there is I think it's a national park technically. A couple blocks of Harpers Ferry I think is a national park. Anyway, it's a very cool place to visit if you're into that kind of stuff. And another interesting fact about this area, this is in the panhandle of Western Virginia. So at the top of West Virginia, all the way to the east. There's a little handle on West Virginia. And that's basically where this area is. And the other interesting thing about this area is pretty much all of West Virginia is West Virginia like you would think of West Virginia. It's coal, it's trucks, it's not a whole lot of industry, there's not a lot of jobs there and stuff like that. West Virginia has all of its own problems. Appalachian healthcare, also a problem, worth mentioning. But this little part of West Virginia, and I'm not saying it's better because of this little part of West Virginia is technically now part of the Washington, D.C. metro area. Lots of people who are looking for cheap housing, who want to live in the Washington, D.C. metro area, get houses out here. And it's not as cheap as it used to be. And as a matter of fact, back when all that was starting to happen, I actually bought a house here. And technically speaking, I think it was 600 yards across the Virginia border into West Virginia. But it's a very cool little area to visit. It's always got at least 5 degrees cooler temperature-wise from West Virginia. Now, from Northern Virginia. Now, before we went onto that bridge, we were in Maryland. Now, for this little teeny tiny portion here, we're technically in Virginia. And then we're going to hit another bridge, and once we're over that bridge, we're in West Virginia. But a little bit farther up the road, there's a big, long road that goes up, way, 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 way up the side of the mountain, which I will show you. At the top of that big old road, through the winding and winding and winding in the trees, that's where I used to live. And that was probably, well, that's when my kid was like in first and second grade-ish, I think. And he's now like 25-ish. So. But anyway, we used to drive home here on this road every day from where I used to work in Maryland. And I also worked in Tyson's Corner and drove from here. I drove from here in a Jeep, and I rode from here in a motorcycle. And we also had a Silverado. So, yes, very, very fuel-efficient vehicles. See now, right here, bam, we're in West Virginia. That little teeny portion right there was Virginia. That fence did not used to be there. Crazy. But we'll go down here a little bit. See where that truck just came out? That road that goes up underneath the sun, way, 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 way up there. If you can even see it in the sunlight. I used to live up there. That's Chestnut Hill Road.
Welcome to West Virginia.
And that used to be one of those places where if you had to call the cops, you better fucking save your ass for half an hour till they get there, because it is unincorporated, so there are no cops up there. We used to, during deer season, we used to drive up to the house, and there'd be deer hanging from trees all over the place, getting ready to be processed. I hated that. My kid hated that. We all hated seeing that. So anyway, see, here's this little river again. Lots of people do kayaking here. Bike riders, nature trail people. Another thing about living all the way at the top there. The people that lived at the top of that hill were West Virginia, man. They were all about West Virginia. And it was kind of a scary place to live. But anyway, to the right here, if you make a right and go down there, that's where Harpers Ferry is, like the national park. But it was a cool place for a while, until it wasn't. There you go. And then basically up ahead here, once you get to the top of the hill and you go over a couple ups and downs, is Charlestown Raceway and Slots, which is Charlestown, West Virginia, and it's a casino and horse racing track that have been there forever. Hopefully you learned something. Toodaloo.